Hello, everybody, welcome. Rose like let's get hell, Everybody, welcome. Rose like investigator. So, good afternoon. It's Monday, September 8th, about 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm back. And I didn't make a video yesterday. It's been kind of crazy, right, guys, with the energy out there. And it was just, I don't know how else to put it. It was intense, really. Okay. And there's so much to talk about, but I wanted to share that Akra and I talked on Sunday night, and it's intense. She's feeling a lot physically, right, from what's going on. And I also felt it, like this sense of, I think, oppression, which is what's happening, right, technically, in the political realm, but also energetically. And we talked a lot about um, this feeling of, oh, what is this that we're experiencing, right? That we it's like this frustration that we had seen that his health is not doing so great, and we were excited. And I was telling Karina how excited we were when I got the ticket, and she was going to come and everything. And then suddenly it feels like that is just like that happened like 5 years ago. but but that's the impression. Okay, that's what it felt like to us. We asked if, like, am I, for example, like there was other issue, other more personal things happening, and then asking, are we just being super positive? Is it, are we just going with the like, what is like wishful thing for some personal things? But the answer was still no. That what we're actually experiencing is this feeling of the eclipse. Actually, let me open the so-called app and start writing here. Start typing. Okay. Okay. Now, you guys know that I don't know anything. I barely know anything about astrology. I follow some astrologers, and a lot of people were talking about this eclipse, and that happened. I think it was Sunday, right? So it aligns. So what I meant by the eclipse effect is that I kept showing, when I looked into it, what was going on, it was as if there's this, like, see this weird form of, like, though the eclipse is like it's like a plastic cup with a cover, and the cover is like the eclipse, like when it covers the light, right? It partially obscures something, and what we're feeling is a blowback from the dark forces, and they're pushing back against what's going on, right? Against the truth, and against the feeling that they're not going to last. Okay, I know it sounds crazy because what we're experiencing makes it sound as if they're winning, right? That's They're kind of controlling the media space, and it just feels oppressive, like we have to constantly push it out. But it's like this feeling of, like, when you're walking also, like on the subway, underneath there's this heat. Oh, it feels so oppressive. It's like this disgusting thing that our own energy feels as if it's fighting against. But then it shows that it will go away. It's an effect of the eclipse, and that it will go away, and the power or that will diminish for them. And it's funny because Karina and I were talking, and she said something like, "It's hard to believe because it feels so strong, right? This pushback, right? It really does feel strong." So this is that. And then I saw today that, for example, the Supreme Court is basically, I didn't read the details, but basically allowed the sort of racial profiling to continue, and Justice Sotomayor wrote an opinion against it, right? So, so this is where we are. Okay, that's the situation, and so this is that, and then we all have our own things going, right? Like different things, but it really feels, guys, that in a way, it's so oppressive that when you try to do a lot, it feels like you can't. You know what I mean? Because it's just um yeah, it's very oppressive, right? Again, and so I remember, I think even Saturday I fought against it, and then I just gave in and I relaxed instead of trying to get things done. Okay, so again, self-care, expecting the minimum from yourself at this point because the energy is so intense. Okay, so this is that. Now I want to send healing to all of us through this time, and because it's again so intense, right? So okay, sending healing, and I'll do the protection. I want to do the sending. So, so let's get started. I'd like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources. Did it create the good and on the good, and so it is. Okay. So let's focus on sending energy to ourselves so that we can handle this difficult time, so that we can arrive at the next development more uh, stronger. Okay. So it's interesting, as I was sending this energy, I'm getting messages or images, even though I wasn't necessarily asking for something. But I think I did ask here privately what to do in a situation like this when it just feels oppressive. And I remember exactly what I was doing. I think it was late as last night or today. But I remember just clicking on, to organize news, and it just felt like I felt the heaviness of it all. Um, so it is something that has a charge to it. Okay. But it suggests, they show me this image of, when you have a hurricane by the beach, and like, is it, and like, it's a footage of usually the Weather Channel or something. And it showed me this is what is happening, but you cannot think that you are the hurricane. You have to sit still and understand that this too shall pass. Don't identify with the things that are passing. And they want the thing, what they're doing is a psyops, right? Psychological operation to try to make us accept this reality that they're creating, but it's not the truth. So it's saying find spaces for yourself, calm, turn things off, and focus on the reality that you want to see in the world, because you cannot fight this, and you cannot, how do you not, you cannot fight it in the sense that you can't like, oh my god, I can't believe, that's not, or it doesn't make sense. It's sort of like you have to kind of ignore it. Fighting it gives it more energy. What I mean to say is not to say that you can't go protest, it can do things like this, but the emotion of anger, like of like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, it's just very draining, right? When we look at what they're doing and the truth about the Supreme Court and all those people, it's not just him. It is very exhausting, but it is what it is, right? That is the truth. Um, but at the same time, you want to hold on to the values that you care about. You want to use them as prayers almost. And you want to focus again, use your mind to kind of get yourself out of focusing on what this person, I don't know, creature is doing. And trust that this shall pass. Okay. And and that is the message. Okay. So, and that we can focus on when Kamala is present, when we have overcome this, we can focus on our attention internally on that. Because of course it's like, oh, is this a, I think what happened too is like we got really, Corey and I were talking about, I got so excited about, the whole like health thing. Is he, it's close to, is he, he's close to going. And then there he is again. Uh, and then I still get that he will, it's like, it's not as if, it's not forever, really. It's, I think our expectation, we get very excited and then there they are here. But we have to focus on the moment of change, on experiencing the things we want to experience, because this is just too draining, right? To be like, oh my God, I can't believe. It is very awful. Okay. So, all right. So let's see. Just pause on a second. So now that I have paused it um, for a little bit, just to figure out all the different subjects, I thought it would be helpful to look at, I have a broad overview of what's going on for from the bigger players, right? Let's say, okay, so what to expect this week? Trump, J.D. Vance, Kamala military. Okay, so it's quite interesting. So the first thing I saw is that Trump is, I don't know if it's because I'm holding crystals, but he is trying to imprint his image on, it looks like crystals, or like, or even when you're like making a cookie and you want to put a print on it, and like he's trying to imprint himself in the realities, into the realities. And then he's like pushing his image onto things. And then it shows that there's these things that he puts his image on are like break as if they're made out of glass or something. And I see them shattering. So he pushes, there's blowback, things shatter. But is it about, so it's like, okay, so it's saying that he will try very hard to put more and more of his imprint onto the physical world, but it will shatter. It's saying that it may be a scary week because it's pushing that very much, but that these things will ultimately crumble, as they have in every time a leader has tried to become a like a dictator type. Okay, so this is this part about him. Then I see when I look into JD Vance, it's interesting. It's as if he was like an ambush predator. You know this concept that some of these animals, like I think tigers, I forgot. I forgot which one is like. There's one of them that only like attacks from the back. I forgot. So a lot of mammals are a lot of predators. Mammal predators are ambush predators, where they're like watching. Then suddenly like they keep. So I see that JD Vance is following Trump around as if like, oh, is it time? I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm ready to take over. Ready to take over. So he is like a ambush predator in the sense that he's right. Hello, I'm right there. He follows him and has this energy around him. And that's that. That's what he's doing. He's just like following him around to see, is it time? Is it time? Is it time? It's saying that in a weird way. We're all kind of tracking his demise for different reasons. But he's very excited. Oh yeah, I'm gonna. He's already talking to people about it. Oh yeah, when I'm in charge or whatever, because everybody seems to know that he truly is not well. Okay, all right. Then we have Kamala. So let me put Kamala towards the end, because I saw the military, right, and I did see it when I asked about the military. It reminded me that I read yesterday. I don't know if it was in the Financial Times. It was in a serious publication that Trump said that he needs to talk to Putin again. Okay, so he will have a conversation with Putin, another conversation with Putin this week. And this will push him towards, again, the arms of the military, because Putin will ask for things from the American military. And I keep getting over and over again that he will have to go to the military is really the end for him, because he's going to push the military to help Russia in a way that is very, very overt. And that is going to be the end of it. That's what I feel. And it's interesting now that going back to his health. That there was a few days ago, right, when we thought, is he gone? What the hell's going on? That could he go? I still feels very much like it's the military that's going to take him. I don't see that he's going to go out like that. And that doesn't make sense in the way, just because of his health, not just because, but the military issue and the treason is the bigger thing. And he's doing all these things to distract us from the Epstein situation, which is also something that is going to harm him, like harm his standing with his base. But again, the practical question here is, how is it going to leave, right? I don't see the Congress doing something. There's not enough Democrats to do anything. And there are not enough Democrats in power, right? We're not the majority. And so it feels like that is kind of the way, and things are going very badly, right? He's doing a lot of harm. So, so this is it. Okay, this is for now about this the part about the military. And then I see him going to the military, and there being a trap door where he's sitting, and then he falls into this trap door, and that's it. That's the end of him. Now about Kamala, I was actually talking to Karina about it, and wondering, she's been so quiet, right? It's kind of like she felt so present, and then this whole thing, and if she feels suddenly quiet. And then I got that she has to be quiet. I also got this reminder, okay, saying that, yes, Trump affects you, right? Of course it does. But imagine Kamala. She knows that he wants to actively harm her, because I believe she knows she won the election, okay, technically. Even though it's saying she's a prosecutor, she needs the exact evidence, right? I think doesn't make sense. Like, she feels like she has to make the case for it when the time comes, right? Meaning, I don't think she can argue like, oh, guys, this and that, but like, she can't herself argue for it, right? I'm sorry, I may have gone just contradict myself. It's not. She will talk about it when the time comes, but she's in real danger. She knows it. So the reason why we're not hearing from her right now is because she has to be kind of in hiding. Did you see it over the weekend that apparently LAPD first, Gavin Newsom directed California to watch over her, and then the LAPD suddenly said that over the weekend that they're not going to provide her with security. So I don't know exactly the status of what's going on, but she needs to be very careful, right? Because they are going to target her because she's the true winner, right? So that's the story. That's why she's quiet. But when the time comes, she will come out. Okay. Again, I mean, in a few weeks, I think, guys, next couple weeks, that's when she's supposed to be starting her tour. I ordered her book. It comes out on September 23rd. I do feel like there's something happening on the 23rd, 24th that is very, very big. I don't know what it is, but that's the story. Okay. She's quiet because she has to preserve her energy. She can't expose herself to this time, to what's going on, because she knows what's the risks. Okay. She has to preserve her energy to fight when the time is exactly right. So she is protected. I feel, of course, she's protected spiritually and such, but she's also not dumb, right? Like, she's not gonna put herself in dangerous situations like that. Okay. So this is it. This is it about Kamala and the military and everything. Now, I was going to actually, like, guys, because it's like I said, it's been so intense that I almost don't want to I almost don't want to look at the news right now. I'm going to make another video. I want to put out this one quickly right now, and then do another one that has lots of specific things. Okay. All right. So, okay. So thanks for watching, and I'll be right back. I'll be back later. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.